Hi, welcome to Chicago Reacts. I am Kelsey. I am a voice actor and digital artist living in Chicago. And today I will be reacting to The Failure of Fyre Festival by Internet Historian. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. I have to say, I'm so excited about this one. Boo me all you want. I know that Fyre Fest is a big thing and that many people made documentaries about it. I still don't know what it is. So I'm going to learn today. Cool. Let's maybe learn together. Behave yourselves.
Hi there. You're probably wondering how I got this tan. Well, let me tell you the story. It begins with a man by the name of Billy McFarland. Billy was a good boy. At 22, he had dreams of becoming a super wealthy entrepreneur, dropping out of college to start a business called Magnesis. Over the years, he managed to network with some powerful people. One of them was Ja Rule. Translated from German, I believe it means yes, rule. For the drinks, he pitched an idea.
Stupid.
Here's an accurate recreation of that event.
Mr. Rule,
He said,
I have a brilliant idea.
Like, word, like, yo, what happened? Woo. I'm like, yo, this nigga too wild, fucking his bitch. Woo.
precisely, great minds think alike. It will be
I'm obsessed with the fact that this is for some reason taking place in the Castaway universe.
2 weeks of absolute luxury in the Bahamas.
Thoughts? They smooched.
Promotion began in late 2016. Fyre promised beaches, ladies, gourmet food, luxury villas. Hosted on a private island in the Bahamas called Fyre Cay, once owned by Pablo Escobar.
Wow.
VIP tickets up to $250,000.
Is that a reference to the DashCon ball pit? I see you, Internet Historian.
Swimming pigs.
Pig!
Blink 182. Major laser. A steel drum.
One steel
Welcome
drum.
to
That sold
Fyre
me.
Festival. The best 2 damn weeks of your life. I bought my ticket immediately. The day arrives. About 5,000 people are making their way directly from Miami Airport, and there are huge delays to get
Think
to Fyre Cay.
photoshopped.
Although I shouldn't say Fyre Cay, because it doesn't exist. In the
No!
marketing, they referenced this island, which is actually Norman's Cay, run by George Jung, not Pablo, by the way. But that doesn't matter because we're not going there either. We're going to Great Exuma. Private island? Forget that. Population, 7,000. In fact, we're basically in the parking lot of a sandals resort. In the end, only about 500 of us make it to the island.
This
the
is
remaining
hilarious.
customers' flights are
No
cancelled.
way.
You're about to see why. We're hauled onto a school bus and taken to the site, a gravel lot with a bunch of FEMA tents.
Oh no!
Remember those promises of luxurious villas? Pranked ya. Enjoy your stay, and don't forget your complimentary cup of UNICEF rice.
Turn this bus right around.
Once there, no one knows whose tent belongs to whom, so staff try getting everyone into a line. Then they abandon that idea and tell everyone it's a free-for-all.
That sucks.
Expecting a party, this guy took all of his drugs on the flight over. He's the only one having any fun.
Yep. You know what? I admire him. He was like, this sucks. But I didn't spend all this money for nothing. Let's try. And then everyone shut him down. You go, guy. One guy in blue shorts. I like your style.
Everyone else is grumpy because it's been 5 hours and there's no food.
No!
In lieu of food,
There's also a 2010 Oscar the Grouch snapback, which is even worse.
staff decide to start handing out tons of free tequila. This only exacerbates problems.
Yeah, it's
Once
hot
the food
out.
does arrive, it's just as delectable as promised, though. Gourmet craft single there. A few hours later, bags arrive on a shipping container. It was getting dark and there was no lighting.
So everybody's walking around with their cell phones trying to look for their luggage.
Plenty of people had their luggage stolen. But don't worry, if you have any
course.
valuables, the festival advertised top-notch security. Here it is. But no one told guests they had to provide their own lock.
No!
There are rumors of muggings by the locals.
I heard rumors of
feral dogs.
A tent supposedly caught fire. The closest beach has a rampant shark problem.
No.
Staff don't have any uniforms or walkie-talkies, so no one knows who's in charge, and the people who are in charge can't talk to
Chaos.
each other. Here's the bathroom. Many staff quit
Beautiful.
after only a couple of hours.
Yeah.
For the few customers
I
who
would
were willing
too.
to
Get
just
out of
make
there.
the most.
Get out of there and then like take a bus somewhere nearby and just like stay at a resort for a few days before going home. Make the most out of that. Get out. Get out when you see the signs.
Of it and enjoy the music. They had some bad news too. All of the major musical acts pulled out.
Lil Yachty.
In fact, Major Lazer wasn't
course
even
they did.
confirmed to go in the first place. The event was promoted as cashless, so all people had were these useless Disney bucks on their Fyre band, which meant they couldn't buy anything or catch a cab if they were stranded. And even with only 500 people, there are too few tents and beds, so everyone is just stealing each other's. And for any of you thinking you could just escape to the sandals, bad luck. It's peak season and they are absolutely
No.
full. People
Okay,
are reaching
scratch
out to
my
the embassy
plan.
for help. After a few hours, most people chose to go back to the airport, and the
Yeah.
rest were forced back home when the Bahamian government stepped in. The festival was closed.
Good. They're like,
But the
get out of
exodus from
here.
the island made
No.
its own problems.
This is stupid.
Guests spent hours dehydrated and hung over in a hot building. Why staff locked
Tequila.
the door isn't entirely known. But one girl fainted before they were
that.
finally reopened. Everyone gets home and that was the end of it. Except for me. I was rescuing someone, helping them out, and I got lost in the woods. Anyway, back at home, the shitstorm on social media was just ramping up.
Yeah.
The Reddit R Fyre Festival was
Sure.
created, and it started.
Just ate my first human. Oh, it's a shit post. Well, this is all shit posts. What's that thread?
Started documenting everything that went
I'm
wrong
suspicious.
at the event. People were circulating a fake tweet by Jar that the whole thing was a social experiment. Some wholesome festival memes there. And it quickly
Yep.
turned into a
the
marketing
ball
case
pit.
study of what not to do. In response, Fyre started serving cease and desist letters to stop
course.
people from saying mean things about them.
No, stop being
Mr.
mean
Rule
about
released
me.
an official statement
scamming
online,
everyone.
both apologizing and saying that it's not his fault. Interestingly, he wasn't even on the island at the time. He was giving a concert in Chicago. Although, to their credit, they offer everyone a full refund. Or, you could always let it ride and opt in for tickets to 2018
Shut
Fyre
up.
Festival.
Yeah,
VIP
just
ticket
let it
to
ride.
next year's Fyre Fest. If they decide to go. Exactly.
Meanwhile, Billy is on full damage control.
Yeah,
He claims
yeah.
that a storm came in the
Better
night
be.
before and changed all of the marketing into lies.
We got to a point that we were
Hate
very
when that
excited
happens.
about on Wednesday night with how the two sites looked, and we got hit by a big storm.
But the apologies weren't enough. A few days later, and the first
Dumb.
lawsuit was served.
Attorney Ben Misalis doesn't think it's funny. He's filed a $100 million class action lawsuit against the organizers.
Then another suit. Then
Yeah.
7 more. Then
Yeah.
the feds got involved, claiming Billy had committed wire fraud. Serious charges with serious
Ooh.
prison time. More on that later. But first, right now, let's go into the history
I love
of
that was
Fyre
in there.
Festival.
Oh my.
The marketing was clever. To get the word out, they got in touch with about 400 influencers, Instagram
Sure.
celebrities, and they offered them VIP tickets or cash to promote the event. They even managed to get Kendall Jenner to post about it. Rumor has it she was paid $250,000
Yeah.
for this post.
I don't doubt that.
Their marketing worked though. The festival sold out. So how did...
Why are you gonna spend all your money? Why are you gonna spend all your money on marketing when you could be spending that, like making the festival real?
did it go so wrong? Let's start with the money. During the planning process, a consultant came in and said the festival would cost $50 million and require
Wow.
another year of organization.
They should have planned this 2 whole years out.
This is after they made all the promises, and they had nothing near that amount, so they started cutting expenses way back. Remember those luxury villas? They were going to cost $10 million alone, so they scrapped them.
So much of the
Now
budget.
everyone gets a tent.
Why does it go from 100 to 0 though? Surely there was an in between they could have figured out.
Deposits for the band?
Smells like last minute to me.
Nope. Food,
Nickelback guy.
infrastructure, staff, all were cut back. But, you may ask, how did they have so little cash if they sold out? It's the price. It was way too low. Now wait a minute, up to $250,000 a ticket is too low. In fact, on social media, people were so merciless.
Tents are burning. Somebody raided the bar. There's no more free tequila.
And unsympathetic towards the guests because they thought it was a bunch of rich kids paying for tickets with a starting price of $12,000. And you can thank fake news for that assumption. You see that number repeated everywhere. But actually, very few were paying even close to that amount. The standard price was around $1,200.
Oh, well, there you go.
Which, if you think about 2 weeks in the Bahamas with practically all of your expenses taken care of, that's pretty bloody good. In fact, some tickets were as low as $500.
6 months ago, got together and got the early bird special for about $500. And this covered food, transportation, ticket, and somewhere to sleep.
How on earth were they going to break even with that?
Minecraft
They weren't.
version of him.
And on the flip side, there's no proof whatsoever that anyone purchased a $250,000 ticket. So
Why would you? No matter how much money you have, why would you if they're like, oh, but standard tickets are only like $1,200? Why? I would, if I had that money, I would just like invite like a bunch of people. Like, why? I'm not good at math, but you could just have so many of your friends go with you rather than being alone and spending $250,000. Of course people were doing that.
basically, they're stuffed. Billy has to start taking tough short-term loans just to keep afloat. Which, by the way, is why they did the Fyre bans. It was to raise cash. It's reported that up to $2 million in Firebucks in-game currency was spent in the lead up to the event. But this wasn't even close to enough. Practically broke, and with the event only a few weeks away, the more experienced staff suggested postponing. But thanks to those short-term loans, he couldn't. So he insisted on...
I wonder what this man thinks of all of this collection of funny little photoshops of himself in this video.
...on going forward. Those staff tried to control the damage by telling celebrities and public figures not to go.
How was the Fyre Festival?
Oh, she's laughing.
So, Billy and Jar are in some serious trouble. But
I'll say.
let's please have one failed festival that has a sequel. Well, Billy is out on $300,000 bail. His assets were frozen as at May 18th. He dropped his expensive attorneys. He's selling his property in New York. He tried to sell Magnesis for $150,000, but it was cancelled for being fraudulent. Massively in debt and with no hope of paying
Buddy.
back, Fyre went into involuntary bankruptcy.
Buddy.
And that
Just
is the
plan
end
well.
of Fyre Festival. I'll keep you posted about whether Billy is going to jail. So long, Fyre Festival. You were too beautiful for this world. And as for me, well, it's time to go home.
Oh, there he goes. On his little tiny raft. Ja Rule on the side? Sorry, bud. Looks like your home will always be Fyre Fest. That is wild. It sucks. I honestly think, though, I heard so much about it that it blew up in with my associations. I thought it was going to be a little crazier, but it's still like so crazy. Like, also the weirdest part of it is like it doesn't seem like it was intended to be a scam, even though there was like seemingly fraud everywhere and there were lies. It just seems like he didn't know how to plan things. It was like, I'm right. I'm doing what I want. And then he sucked at planning and everyone's like, well. And lo and behold, it didn't work out. That's so crazy. Wow. I don't think I would have gone. Don't think I would have dropped $1,200 on a ticket, but glad I didn't. Thank you so much for joining us for this wild Fyre Festival ride. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this, and we'll see you next time.